अब आपको सीधा लिए चलते हैं दिल्ली, जहां एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी के नोएडा कैंपस में एमिटी स्कूल ऑफ बिजनेस के द्वारा इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस का आयोजन किया जा रहा है और इस कॉन्फ्रेंस का थीम इवॉल्विंग एंटरप्राइजेज, नेटवर्किंग, गिग इनोवेशन, ग्रीन ऑपरेशन एंड डिजिटल रिलेशनशिप है। और बिजनेस के क्षेत्र में बिजनेस फैकल्टी के छात्रों के मार्गदर्शन के लिए यह एक महत्वपूर्ण कॉन्फ्रेंस है। आइए आपको सीधे ले चलते हैं एमिटी यूनिवर्सिटी के नोएडा कैंपस में।
And use this forum to build meaningful academic and professional connections. May this conference inspire fresh ideas, constructive collaborations, and impactful outcomes. Once again, I extend a warm welcome to all of you and wish the conference a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your comprehensive introduction and for outlining the vision and objective of ICSBD 2026. Your insights have provided a clear and engaging start to this conference, inspiring all participants to actively engage and contribute. As we move forward and embark on this beautiful journey of learning, let us seek the blessings of Goddess Saraswati, the divine source of knowledge, wisdom, learning, music, and the arts. Revered as the embodiment of creativity and enlightenment, Ma Saraswati inspires clarity of thought and purity of purpose. She is gracefully depicted seated on a white lotus symbolizing purity and truth, with 4 arms that represent the 4 dimensions of human learning: mind, intellect, alertness, and ego, guiding us toward balanced wisdom and self-awareness. We invite our respected dignitaries to kindly come forward for the lighting of the ceremonial lamp, symbolizing the triumph of knowledge over ignorance and light over darkness. It was indeed a mesmerizing performance and a delight for the ears, eyes, mind, and soul. Now, it's a pleasure to welcome our esteemed audience to ICSBD 2026. We are honored to have Dr. Sujata Khandai ma'am, Director, Amity School of Business and Chairperson of ICSBD 2026, to extend her warm greetings and set the stage for this conference. Dr. Sujata Khandai ma'am is a distinguished academician and visionary.
Good morning, everybody. Ms. Simin, Ms. Saranya, Mr. Santosh, our VC ma'am, Dr. Bansal, our additional Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Ruchi, dignitaries of the dais, Dr. Ivan, my faculty members, and my dear students. I extend a very hearty and warm welcome to each one of you in the 4th edition of this conference. I remember the day we started this journey 4 years back when I entrusted this task of having a conference on sustainability and entrepreneurship, the two hallmarks of Amity School of Business, to a group of bright young students guided by my very enterprising faculty members. And we are here today. We have grown by leaps and bounds, and today we touch upon very critical aspects of both entrepreneurship and sustainable development. Now today entrepreneurship is not just about creating wealth, it is about creating worth. Dr. Ruchi has spoken at length about what this conference is all about. So I will not talk much about the conference, but a little bit about sustainability, and of course how it interfaces with entrepreneurship is something which I'm very, very passionate about. I'd like to just discuss and talk about a few things here, take a few moments to dwell upon a few pertinent aspects here. Today, entrepreneurship is redefined by one very critical question. We have a very enterprising entrepreneur here. I was just talking to him, and I'm sure he will corroborate my feelings. It is not just about how businesses grow, but it is also all about how they grow responsibly. Now today, what we hear about, there's talk about climate change, there is talk about resource scarcity and increasing and rising social inequality. So sustainability is no longer something which is there and it's okay, we will take care of it when it suits us, right? It has become very central, and it is probably existential to our continued growth and the future of our civilization. So the most promising ventures today are those that embed environmental and social considerations into their core strategy from the very beginning. They are the ones who are responsible and who will survive. There is a global momentum. I'm sure you've all heard about the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. There is a global momentum around this that further highlights how businesses and societal progress are increasingly intertwined. Startups aligned with these goals are more likely to gain investor confidence, customer loyalty, and thereby long-term resilience. They are the ones who will succeed. And I think I have a number of examples. Today, if you see a lot of startups, they are focusing in these areas primarily. However, sustainable entrepreneurship is not merely about compliance or green positioning. There's a lot of greenwashing happening these days where startups say we are green, but actually they are not. So when you are saying you are sustainable and you are green, it requires authentic purpose, it requires transparent communication and measurable impact. Avoiding greenwashing and building credibility are essential and critical for long-term and lasting success. Ultimately, the future of entrepreneurship lies in not just creating ventures that deliver both profit and purpose. Sustainable businesses are not just economically viable, they are socially responsible and environmentally regenerative. I welcome you once again to this very, very pertinent and relevant conference. I encourage you to take part in all the discussions, be interactive, participative, network with everybody that is there. And I welcome you once again, and I hope you have a very happy time for the 2 days that you are here, and happy learning and happy networking. Thank you once again for being with us.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your inspiring welcome address and thoughtful words that have set a positive and energizing tone for the conference. We truly appreciate your guidance, leadership, and continued support in making ICSBD a success. Before we proceed further, we would like to extend a warm welcome to our distinguished guests and dignitaries who have graced us with their presence today. Your support and involvement are invaluable as we strive to ignite conversations, forge part.
Above all, dear students, on behalf of Honorable Founder President Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, our Chancellor and President of our foundation, Ritman Balved Education Foundation, Dr. Atul K. Chauhan, our two mentors of this conference, Shri Abhay Chauhan ji and Shri Amol Chauhan ji, our respected Vice Chancellor, Dr. Balvinder Shukla ji, and on my personal behalf, I welcome all the esteemed guests here. We welcome Ms. Simin Askari, Chief Human Resource Officer, Executive Advisor from DS Group, Ms. Nanya Pradhan, Head Sustainability and Corporate Communication, McCain Foods, Professor Dr. Matez, who is online here from School of Economics and Business, University of Ljubljana, Mr. Santosh Sharma, Founder and CEO of Book My Jet, Professor Ivan, and all the esteemed members for their presence here. We are actually grateful to all of you for sparing your valuable time for this conference. I congratulate Dr. Sujata Khandai, Head of HOI of Amity School of Business, the organizing team of this wonderful conference, for curating this relevant and timely theme. The theme here is Evolving Enterprise, Navigating Gig Innovation, Green Operations and Digital Relationships in this international conference on entrepreneurship and sustainable business development. The theme reflects the realities enterprises face today, where innovation is continuous, sustainability is imperative, and digital engagement defines competitiveness. Enterprises across the globe are undergoing a fundamental shift. The gig economy is redefining talent ecosystem. While this model offers immense opportunities for innovation and efficiency, it also runs very important questions around skill readiness, workforce inclusion, and long-term organizational commitment. The objective of any conference and every conference is basically to look after these questions only, these question marks only. To answer these queries, always the role of academia is appreciated. The role of academia becomes crucial to look after these issues. As an educational institution, we must dig out, through teaching, through research and industry collaborations with these emerging realities. Our responsibility is to prepare graduates who are not only technically sound, but they are competent otherwise also, and they are also adaptable, ethically grounded, and sustainability conscious. I am confident the insight shared by our speakers and all the guests in this conference is going to be a great learning for all of you present here. And the perspective here in this conference are going to be benchmark for tomorrow for all of you. I wish everyone a great success for this conference. Thank you so very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your insightful and motivating inaugural address that set a strong and thoughtful direction for the conference. We are deeply grateful for your continued support and leadership for ICSBD 2026. Proceeding further, I take this privilege to introduce our chief guest, Ms. Simran Askari. She has been associated with DS Group and worked with reputed organizations such as HCL, the Times of India, and Apollo Group. Her expertise lies in building robust, fair, and scalable people system through leadership, accountability, digital interventions, and performance frameworks that foster engagement and resilience. Beyond her organization role, Ms. Simran Askari ma'am actively contributes to the HR fraternity as Chair of the CII Western UPHR and IR Committee, advisor to NHRDN and academic institution, and mentor to young professionals. Her leadership and impact have been widely recognized, including being named among India's top HR leaders and receiving the Fortune Leadership Awards 2025, reflecting her enduring commitment to people-led sustainable business excellence. It's a privilege now to call her and please deliver to our young audiences for some inspiring thoughts.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for a very, very elaborate introduction. Just a small correction, I've very, very recently superannuated and not associated with DS. Nevertheless, been a home to me for the last 13 years, so very much consider myself still to be part of that organization. Distinguished guests on the dais, respected speakers, Madam Vice Chancellor, Dr. Professor Shukla, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, Dr. Sujata, Dr. Ruchi Khandelwal, my fellow speakers, the entrepreneurs in this entire conference, and of course, most importantly, the students who are participating today. Thank you so much for having me here, and I'm truly privileged and honored to be part of this conference. I am delighted, in fact, to be part of the International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Business Development 2026. And I congratulate the organizing team for choosing a theme that is not just very current, but incredibly relevant to the world that we are living in. Evolving enterprises, navigating gig innovation, green operations, and digital relationships. If anything, this title alone tells us the importance of something very, something deep here. The businesses around us are no longer governed only by stability. It is about continuous evolution. We are living through a business reset. The work, the workplace, and the workforce, everything around us is changing. The way we work has changed dramatically. The way we build companies has changed. And also the way we define success is also changing now. The gig economy itself is over $1 trillion globally. Sustainability has moved from the margins to the boardrooms now. And digital relationships, whether they are with customers, with employees, or with partners, they are often formed even before we meet in person. So the question no longer remains, what business are we in? The question now becomes, how do we stay relevant? How do we stay responsible and resilient in this ever-changing climate that we are in? So talking about the three aspects, the gig innovation, green operations, as well as digital relationships, let me take them one by one. Let's talk about the gig innovation and the gig economy. The gig economy has brought in a lot of speed. It's brought in a lot of flexibility and access of talent to the organizations. For the entrepreneurs and organizations, this is a huge opportunity because it now provides talent which could be taken on board as and when required. But also with that comes a lot of responsibility. As we design agile work models to cater to this economy, we must also think about the fairness. We must think about the dignity and long-term employment. And that's where the new labor codes that have been proposed and are now in vogue, they have actually taken care of this aspect. For the first time, gig workers and platform workers are formally being recognized within the legal framework. And there is a clear intent to extend social security benefits, including access to healthcare, to insurance, to the welfare schemes, to the people who normally operate outside the traditional organizational boundaries and structures. This is a significant step towards addressing long-standing inequalities in the workplace and the world of work. The codes encourage us to think beyond the short-term contracts and ask very deep questions. How are we supporting continuous learning? How are we enabling income stability? How are we ensuring that technology becomes an empower rather than it exploits us? The enterprises that will stand out in the future are those that just don't use the talent, but those that invest in talent. And they treat gig economy workers as contributors to value creation, not just as cost optimizers. Coming to the second aspect of this theme is sustainability. Today, sustainability is not just a nice-to-have word, not something that you talk about and only about intent. Youngsters like you who are joining organizations are posing deeper questions to us. Climate change, resource constraints, conscious consumers, they have all made one thing very, very clear. Green operations are not just a trend, they are a necessity in the world today. And what is encouraging is that, sustainability is increasingly being powered by data and digital systems. It is not just it's good to have sort of a concept which was driven by intent alone. Data analytics, for example, is helping organizations to redesign supply chains, to reduce waste and to reduce emissions. By using demand forecasting tools, organizations like mine, previous organization, the FMCG sector, for example, is using this for making sure that real-time data and real-time inventory is available and that overproduction is not happening, or even underproduction for that matter. So organizations or manufacturing sectors are also using data for predictive analytics and predictive maintenance so that the right amount of energy is being used. Systems and processes are being put in place so that governance mechanisms are all put in place properly. Because people like you, the youngsters, are joining the organization and now asking questions. How is this organization run? What is the impact on the planet that's going to be? And how are we mitigating all of that? In the long run, the most successful enterprises will not be the ones that grow at the expense of the planet, but that grow with the planet. Coming to digital transformation, technology is all around us and it's all pervasive. And with the DPTP Act also, it's becoming extremely important that digital data and the data that we are using is used with a lot of ethical integrity, right? It's a digital transformation has changed the way relationships are built. Today trust is often created or even broken through a screen rather than when, we meet people in person. So it can help us scale our businesses much faster, analyze much better, and operate much smarter than we ever did. But technology alone is not enough. Today, values matter more than ever before. Skills, but the ability to adapt, to evolve, to collaborate, and also to lead with integrity. So make sure that you're on top of things. You're not just one, trick pony kind of a thing. You are able to evolve with the continuous requirements of an organization. So unlearning a lot of things and learning something new is going to be a norm going forward. As we begin this conference, I really hope that the conference the next 2 days is not just, it goes beyond just the theories and trends, and it talks about the real world problems, what is working, what is not working, what do we need to change. The future belongs to not just the fastest or the biggest enterprises. It's going to be for those who are thoughtful, who are responsible, and who are courageous enough to evolve. I congratulate the organizing team once again, and I really wish you all the best for this coming summit. And thank you so much for having me be part of this conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing your rich insights and inspiring perspective on people-led transformation and leadership. Your thoughtful address has truly enriched our understanding and set a strong direction for meaningful engagement and sustainable excellence. Now, it's indeed a moment of great pride and privilege for us to introduce a visionary leader whose guidance continues to shape academic excellence and institutional growth. Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla ma'am, Vice Chancellor, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, is an outstanding administrator, eminent academician, and accomplished researcher, and a far-sighted visionary leader. An M.Tech from IIT Kharagpur and PhD from Queen's University, UK, she has been key strategist behind the exponential growth of Amity higher education, contributing significantly to global rankings such as QS and D, as well as prestigious accreditations. She has led numerous executive education and consulting initiatives, mentored entrepreneurs across diverse sectors, and actively champions in entrepreneurship, research and internationalization, CSR and industry-academia collaboration. Her exceptional contributions to higher education have been widely recognized through numerous national and international awards, reflecting her inspiring leadership and enduring impact. It's our honor to invite ma'am to share her wisdom, words of wisdom, her visionary leadership and profound insight continue to inspire academic excellence and innovation. Let's welcome all to VC ma'am, Professor Dr. Balwinder Shukla.
Honorable Founder President, sir, Honorable Chancellor, a very esteemed Chief Guest for the function, Guest of Honors, my colleagues, Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, Dr. Sujata Khandai, Dr. G. Pradhan, all the distinguished guests, faculty colleagues, and dear students. First of all, I would like to congratulate Dr. Sujata Khandai for organizing the 4th edition of International Conference on Entrepreneurship and Sustainable Business Development. I think this conference is extremely important, keeping in mind the vision for the Viksit Bharat by 2047. And when we look at the vision of the Viksit Bharat, and where the very important aspects are given in the 5 pillars of the Viksit Bharat are empowered sustainable, empowered citizen, sustainable economy. And this conference is talking about the sustainable business development, which is an integral part of the sustainable economy. And how the economy will be the sustainable is very important. And the most important of the economy is first and foremost is the agriculture, because we being the agriculture dominated country, and that how do we bring those practices. And when currently we all know that what was happening globally, and especially between India and US, the tariffs were imposed because India did not agree to the certain trade agreements which were not in the interest of the agriculture of the country, the farmers of the country. And therefore the dream is for the Viksit Bharat, entrepreneurship and becomes extremely important. And these all of you, the student of the business management, it's very important for all of you to understand, because by 2047, you will be the one who have contributed immensely to the economic development of the nation. So therefore today's conference is extremely important for all of you to understand what are those aspects which you need to focus, because I could see that the topics which have been chosen by Dr. Khandai and her team are extremely important. Next Generation Innovative Expo has been organized with the theme Sustainable, Digital and Disruptive Business Expo. And I think the people who have showcased their innovations must be the great learning avenue for all of you who are present here. Again, the innovative research papers presentations on the sustainability which have been organized at the different venues, and then also the how to craft the high quality research papers for publishing in the journals, and the way the resource persons are from the University of Goldsmith, University of London. I'm so happy that Dr. Ivan Jupik is here to conduct this workshop. And the poster presentation also, which are being organized, and the students and the faculty are presenting there. So the whole conference is very well organized, planned, and I think it is going to give a great exposure to all of you. Our Honorable Founder President, right from the beginning when he started the higher education, from there itself he said that India will be the superpower by 2030, and that was his vision. And later on, with the vision of Honorable Prime Minister has came for the Viksit Bharat. Our Honorable Founder President have aligned his vision with the country's vision, and he is relentlessly with his family, with his team, in all the universities and schools is working that how we achieve this dream for our nation. And for